Okay, we'll start where we have left in the last class. Okay, sorry. Okay. In the last few classes, we have started with forensic phishing and identity theft. And we have started with phishing, how which country was having highest methods of phishing, phishing techniques, sperm phishing, vialing, types of phishing scams, distributed phishing attacks, phishing tools, and spy phishing, phishing countermeasures, SPS algorithm to crash phishing, then identify theft, statistics as per Federal Commission, personal identification information, frauders generally search the following about individuals, types of identity theft, financial identity theft, sorry for the inconvenience, financial identity theft, criminal identity theft, identity cloning, business identity cloning, medical identity theft, synthetic identity theft, child identity theft, techniques of ID theft, human based methods, computer based technique, cyber forensic. So provides digital evidence of a specific or a general activity. Then there were so many other things, computer forensics or digital forensics, digital forensic science, applications of analysis techniques to the reliable and unbiased collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of digital evidence. Computer forensic related to the use of analytical and investigation technique to identify, collect, examine, and preserve evidence, information which is magnetically stored or encountered. The lawful and ethical seizure, acquisition, analysis, reporting, and safeguarding of data and metadata derived from digital evidence, which may contain information that is notable and perhaps of evidentiary value to the trade of facts in managerial, administrative, civil, and criminal investigation. In other words, it is a collection of techniques and tools used to find evidence in the computer. And we have seen what are the different types of files: history file, data cluster, unallocated space, temporary file, file stack, fact information, hidden files, formatted files, and file system on the disk. Need for computer forensic, convergence of ICT advances and the pervasive use of computer worldwide, high technical capacity of modern computers and computing device, new risks for computer resources, widespread use of computer forensics in the result, increasing dependencies of law enforcement on digital evidence, ubiquity of computer that followed from the microcomputer revolution, evidence, everything that is used to determine or to demonstrate the truth of an assertion, can be used in a court to convict people who are believed to have committed crimes, handle carefully, forensic and digital evidence, computer forensic, network forensic. Computer forensic experts know the technique to retrieve the data from files listed in the standard directory search, hidden file, deleted files, deleted email and passwords, login IDs, encrypted files, hidden partitions, etc. Typically, the evidence resides on a computer system, user created files, user protected files, user computer created files, and on a computer network. Rules of evidence according to the Indian Evidence Act 1872. Evidence means and includes All the statement which the court permits or required to be made before it by witnessing in relation to matter of fact under inquiry or called oral evidence. All documents that are produced for the inspection of the court are called a documentary evidence. Forensic analysis of email. It helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected. Email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. Email system, the hardware and software that controls the flow of email. Components, email server, email gateway. Forensic analysis of email, it helps establish the authenticity of an email when suspected. Email, the most common means of communication, the subject of forensic analysis for digital evidence. So we have seen what was the path. The path taken by digital evidence can be conceptually depicted as shown. And email component, the hardware and software that controls the flow of email. Components, email server, email gateway. RFC 2822, digital forensic life cycle. As per Federal Bureau of Investigation view, digital evidence is present in heavily present in the nearly every crime scene. That is the that is why law enforcement must know how to recognize, seize, transport, and store in original data evidence to preserve it for forensic examination. Now, digital forensic process. Digital forensic evidence consists of exhibits. The exhibits are introduced as evidence by either side. Testimony is presented to establish the process. The party must show the evidence. Digital forensic evidence can be challenged. Forensic experts formulate a cost proposal, proposed timeline of activities, list of anticipated deliverables, and a plan for production and turnover of evidence, submission of preliminary risk analysis for the forensic service being proposed. Then we have seen phases in computer forensic or digital forensic: preparation and identification, collection and recording, storing and transporting, examination and investigation, analysis, interpretation and attribute, reporting, testifying. Collecting and recording digital evidence. So when we want to collect all this, so we use computer, cell phone, digital camera, hard drive, CD-ROM, USB memory device, digital thermometer, black box, inside automobiles, RFID tags, and web pages. Collecting and recording digital evidence, computers, cell phone, digital cameras, hard drives, CD-ROM, USB memory device, digital thermometer, black box, inside automobiles, RFID tags, and web page. Storing and transporting digital evidence, image, computer, media using a write blocking tool to ensure that no data is added to the suspected device. Establish and maintain the chain of custody. Custom document everything that has been done. Use only use tools and methods that have been tested and evaluated to validate their accuracy and reliability. Care must be taken in transportation to prevent spoilation. In a hot car, digital media tends to lose bits. Care must be taken to preserve chain of custody and assure that witness can testify accurately about what took place. Examining and investigation digital evidence. Uh, excuse me 1 second. Uh, Analysis, interpretation, and attributes. Analysis, interpretation, and attributes of evidence are the most difficult aspects encountered by most forensic analysts. Analysis, interpretation, and attribution of digital forensic evidence can be reconciled with non-digital evidence. Digital forensic evidence can be extremely stipulated. Open source tools are available to conduct analysis of open port mapped drives on the live of computer system. Holding unpowered RAM will help preserve the residual data by any order of magnitude, thus improving the chance of successful recovery. However, it is impractical to do this during field of examination. Reporting a report is generated. The report may be written form or an oral testimony. Evidence analysis, interpretation, and attributes to be present in the form of expert report, deposition, and testimony. Presentation of the expert, a complex and tricky process. Broad level elements of the report, identify of a report agency, case identifier or submission number, case investigator, identify of a submitter, data receipt, data report, serial number, make and model, identity and signature of the examiner, steps taken during examination, result and conclusion. Principles to maintain integrity of digital evidence. Principle 1, no action taken by law enforcement agency or their agents should change data held on a computer or storage media, which may subsequently be relied upon in court. Principle 2, in exceptional circumstances where a person finds it necessary to access original data held on computer or on storage media, that person must be competent to do so and be able to give evidence explaining the relevance and implications of his or her action. Principle 3, an audit, trial, or other record of all process applied to computer-based electronic device should be created and preserved. An independent third party should be able to examine those processes and achieve the same results. The person in charge of the investigation has overall responsibility to ensure for ensuring that the law and these principles are adhered to. Chain of custody concepts. It is the central concept in a cyber forensic, digital forensic investigation. It is the process of validating how many kinds of evidence have been gathered, tracked, and protected on the way to a court of law. It is essential to get in the habit of protecting all evidence equally so that they will hold up in the court. The purpose is that the proponent of a piece of evidence must demonstrate that it is what is supposed to be. The chain of custody is the chronologically written record of those individuals who have had custody of the evidence from an initial acquisition until its final disposition. The chain of custody begins when an item of relevant evidence is collected, and the chain is maintained until the evidence is disposed of. The chain of custody assumes continuous accountability. Network forensic, this discipline is included with the computer forensic science. The goal is to provide the methodology and tools required to collect and analyze network traffic. It involves capturing all data movement over Wi-Fi network and analyzing network events. The security analyst must follow the same general principle that apply to computer forensic. Typical elements in a forensic investigation engagement contract: authorization, confidentiality, payment, consent, and acknowledgement. Limitations of uh, liability. Signography, hidden message, hidden message in a hidden the messages will be hidden in the image so that no one can see what the used codes they have used, so that the criminals cannot identify what the information they want to pass from one to another. The threat raised by a steganography is very well. Its use is not easy to detect or intercept, as an information does not need to be broadcast across the internet. The hidden message can reside unsuspectingly on a website, for example, and can be viewed from around the world. Stigma analysis is of increasing importance to cybersecurity. Root toolkit is a set of tools used after cracking a computer operating system that hides login process passwords etc, which should carefully hide any trace that those commands normally displayed. The mechanism and techniques whereby malware include viruses, spyware, and Trojan attempts to hide their presence from spyware, blocker, antivirus, and magnetic system management utilities. Root, root to rootkits can be classified as persistent rootkits, memory-based rootkits, user mode rootkits, and kernel mode rootkits. Rootkits are installed after an attacker has exploited a system vulnerability and gained root access. Rootkits by themselves do not give an attacker root access. They only work after a system compromises. Rootkits consist of tools that generally have three functions: a main root access to the system, hide the presence of the attacker, and attack or accelerate attacks against other systems. Binary rootkits take administrative utilities and modify them to hide specific connections, present process, and activities of specific user. Binary rootkit can be defeated through the use of file integrity scanner. Binary rootkits can also be detected by system integrity tools. Information hiding: three common approach of hiding information in digital images: least significant bit insertion, masking and filtering, algorithm, and transportation. And we have seen about relevance of 7 OSI layer model uh, to the computer forensic. The steps taken by attacker who hack networks are: first step is footprinting, second step is scanning and probing, step 3 is gaining access, step 4 is privileges, step 5 is exploit, six, step 6 is retracting, step 7 is installing backdrops. Forensic and social networking sites. The security and privacy threat sites: Orkut, Facebook, MySpace, Bebo, Biga. All these are the security forensic social networking sites where we can just check out how the forensics works. It enables people to reach out uh, their old and long lost friends and classmates, relatives, etc. Social networking sites help connect like-minded people with same professions or collaboration and discussion of ideas. Social networking thus makes people part of the worldwide community, and so the sites are getting popular. The usage of social networking sites has increased rapidly in recent years. Kids, teenagers are the ones who are known to be making the maximum use of social networking sites. LinkedIn, professional networking sites, security threats emerging through careless use of social networking. The regular perspective for forensic science in the international level: features of GLBA, financial privacy rule, collection and dissemination of customers' information. Safeguard rule governs the process and controls in an organization to protect customers' financial data. The safeguard rule of GLB calls for financial institutions to ensure the security and confidentiality of customer information, protect against any anticipated threats or hazards to the security or integrity of such information, protest against unauthorized access to or use of such information that could result in substantial harm or inconvenience to any customer. Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act of 1996 is the primary goal of healthcare provider to prove the privacy and security of their client's medical information. Computer forensic. experts status in India. There is a rise in cybercrime, and in India, computer forensic is much needed expertise. At present, there seems to be shortage of these skills. So, twofold problem in India: lack of availability of cyber forensic expertise, as well as lack of awareness about cyber forensics, digital forensic, computer forensic. Involvement of cyber forensics in the day-to-day activity of individual as well as corporation is going to be increased due to rising rate of cyber criminals in India. The research of computer forensics must be enterprise wide and ideal. The response time should be immediate in order to demonstrate that the organizations are utilizing best practice in managing and controlling their forensic security compliance. Organization need to have a combination of in-house capability supplemented with external expert service. Cyber law of India need to be supported by sound cyber security and effective cyber forensics. A good team of techno legal experts is to needed who to help in the draft of good law and in its amendment and enforcement. Challenges in computer forensic: the microcomputer may have at 200 GB or more storage capacity. There are more than 5.2 billion messages expected to be sent and received in the US alone per day. There are more than 3 billion indexed web pages worldwide. There are more than 550 billion documents online. Terabyte of data are stored on tape or hard drives. Most of the existing tools and methods allow anyone to alter any attribute associated with digital data. Encryption is a major anti-forensic technique, and a keyword search can be defeated by remaining file names. Technical challenges: understanding the raw data and its structure, complexity problem, quantity problem, non-file system layer of abstraction, ASCII, HTML file, Windows register, network packets, source code. Digital forensic is also challenged by the quantity problem. It involves the hugeness of digital forensics to the analyze. It is inefficient to analyze every single piece of data. Data reduction techniques need to be used to solve this. Data reduction is done by grouping data into one large event or by removing known data. Legal challenges in computer science, computer forensics, and data privacy issues. Evidence to be admissible in court must be relevant, material, and competent, and its probative value must outweigh any prejudicial efforts. Digital evidence can be easily duplicated and modified. Often, it can be without even leaving any trace. It can present problems, special problems related to competency. Digital evidence needs to satisfy the legal administrative requirement. So digital evidence is not only that, even they have to satisfy the whatever the administration's requirements are there. Then modern computer have enormous data storage facility. It may be gigabyte disk drives are common, and a single computer may contain several such drives. Seizing and freezing of digital evidence can no longer be accomplished just by burning a single CD-ROM. Failure to freeze the evidence prior to opening the files can invalidate critical evidence. There is also the problem of locating the relevant evidence within massive amount of data. Artificial limitations imposed by constitutional, statutory, and procedural issues. Various personal involvement in digital forensic, computer forensics, technical, policymaker, professionals. Special tools and techniques. Most tools have the same underlying principles. creating forensic quality or sector by sector image of media, locating, deleting, and old partitions, asserting data and timestamp information, obtaining data from Slack space, recovering or undeleting files and directories, carving or recovering data based on files, headers, or file footers, performing keyword search, recovering internet history information, special technique data mining used in cyber forensic, depending on the type of cybercrimes, the impact and the impacted parties can vary. Some impact and impacted parties, national security and government, financial impact and individuals, brand image and organization. Techniques of data mining, entity extraction, clustering technique, association and rule mining, automated technique to analyze different types of crimes need a unifying framework describing how to apply them. There is a need for understanding the relationship between analysis capacity and crime type characteristics. Thus, understanding can help investigator more effectively to use those techniques to identify trends and patterns, address problem areas, and even predict crimes. Forensic auditing. It is also known as forensic accounting. It is a specialized form of accounting. It includes the steps needed to detect and deter fraud. Forensic auditor makes use of the latest technology to examine financial documents and evidence white collar crimes. So white collar crimes means mm, it is not with the criminal cases, but people who sit in front of the computer system and work. Those people are called as a white collar, and but still they are doing crimes. How they are doing the crimes? They are able to uh, take the information, maybe personal information, financial information, any information they may take. That is what white collar crimes. Uses accounting, auditing, and investigation techniques. Forensic accounting professionals are assigned specific specialty tasks. Forensic auditors are responsible for detecting fraud, identifying individuals involved, collecting evidence, presenting the evidence in a criminal proceedings. Anti-forensics, it is just application of scientific method to digital media to invalidate factual information for judicial review. Moreover, it is combination of people, process, and tools. Four categories of anti-forensics: data destruction, data hiding, data encryption, data contraception. Some well-known tools with computer forensic features: Windows Basher, Windows and Internet Cleaner, Cyber Scrub Pro, Evidence Eliminator, Eliminator, Acronic Privacy Expert, a Secure Cleaning, Metasploit, Anti-Forensic Investigation, Arsenal includes following tools: TimeStop, Slacker, Transform, GIF, Scam, Suzer. So this is your third module. So before I revise, okay, answered your attendance. 26. Four 2021. Yes. Ambrish, answer in advance. Ambrish.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Anu.
Present, ma'am.
Ashok.
Present, ma'am.
Benika.
Present, ma'am.
Benita.
Present, ma'am.
Avisha.
Present, ma'am.
Chaitra.
Present, ma'am.
Diksha.
Present, ma'am.
Deepika.
Present, ma'am.
Murli Krishna.
Present, ma'am.
Arshit.
Present, ma'am.
Kishore.
Present, ma'am.
Manjunath.
Yes, ma'am.
Naina.
Yes, ma'am.
Nilanjan. Nilanjan. Nishant.
Present, ma'am.
Rajeshwari.
Present, ma'am.
Ramya.
Present, ma'am.
Rashmi.
Present, ma'am.
Srinivas.
Present, ma'am.
Sunil.
Present, ma'am.
Yeah, once. Okay. So before we complete today's class, let me revise what I have done till now in module 3. So by this, we end with the module 3. Tomorrow we'll start with module 4. Before that, I don't want to start today with a new chapter. It's already 10:10. Another 15 minutes. So let me revise it, what I have done in the module 3. So I hope so everyone are safe. Everyone are at home, right? No problem. Everyone is safe.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Take care. You can see in Bangalore, it is becoming day by day. It is very worst, and if you have any, if it goes to severe, and there are no beds also, it is becoming day by day. It's very difficult. Mm. Take care. Don't move outside. Stay at home. Okay. So in the last few classes, we've started with module 3. So what is this module 3 says to us is phishing and identifying theft. So what do we mean by phishing means? Some people are taking our identity. How the identity have been taken? Maybe different ways. But in phishing, they take using an email. They will hack your email and take all your personal, not only personal, even the financial data. That is what is called as a phishing. And how the identity theft have been done, how they are taking our identity. So that is what is a identity theft. And we have seen the last few classes what is this identity theft, a type of email scam that steals your identity, an email fraud technique in which culprit sends out email looking legitimate. Email fraud technical. What is happening in email fraud technique is they send you a email and you feel that okay, I have sent, and if you click on that email, oh, you would have thought, okay, madam, cybersecurity madam has sent, so let me click. So then that's it. All the information, whatever they require, they will hack. So similarly, that is what is called as a phishing. So fisher use a different social engineering and email spoofing to try to trick their victims. The act of sending an email to a user or falsely claiming to be an established legitimate organization to scam the user into giving up a private information to be used for identity theft. The email stir the user to visit a website where they are asked to update their personal information, their password, and information about their credit card, bank account, numbers, etc. And we have seen how the geographically in different countries how it is happening. Then spam email, also known as a junk email, identical messages are sent to numerous receipts, a popular medium for phishers to scam the users to enter personal information on fake websites. The person who creates electronic spams is called as a spammer. Types unsolicited bulk email, unsolicited commercial emails, the tactics used by a fisher, names of legitimate organization from a real employee, URLs that look right, urgent messaging, phrases used to entice the user, verify your account, you have won the lottery, you may get something like this. Then hawk's email, deliberate attempts to deceive or trick a user into believing or accepting that something is real. Hawk's email may or may not spam emails. Methods of phishing: dragnet, use of spammed emails, rod and reel, identify specific prospective victims in advance, and convey a false information to them to prompt their disclosure to personal and financial data. Lobster Pot focuses upon use of spoofed websites. Gillnet relies far less on social engineering technique and phishers. Introduce malicious code into email and websites. Phishing techniques: URL or web link manipulation, filter aviation, website forgery, flash phishing, social phishing, phone phishing. Phishers usually send emails of millions of email messages, pop-up window, etc. that appears to be looking official and legitimate. Sperm phishing, a method of sending a phishing message to a particular organization to gain organization information for more targeted social engineering. Sperm phishers send email that appears genuine. The message might look like as if it has come from your employers or from a colleagues who might send an email message to everyone in the company, such as the person who managed the computer system. It could include a request for a username or a password. Whaling, a specific form of phishing and or sperm phishing, target execution, from a top management in the organization, usually from a private companies. The objective is to swindle the execution into revealing confidential information. Whaling target C-level execution information with the help of information gleaned through sperm phishing aimed at installing malware for key logging or other backdoor access mechanism. Then emails and wheeling scams are designed to squad as a critical business email sent from a legitimate business body and other business authority, while phishing have also forced frogged official looking FB subphenomena emails and claimed that the manager needs to click a link and install special software of the thing. And there are types of phishing scams. Maybe these are the different phishing scams: deceptive phishing, malware based phishing, keylogger, session hijacking, in session phishing, web torture, harming, system reconfiguration attack, data theft, content injection phishing, man in the middle phishing, search engine phishing, and SSL certificate phishing. Distributed phishing attacks, an advanced form of phishing attacks that works as per victim's personalization of the location of sites, collecting credential and a convert transmission of credentials to a hidden coordination center run by the phisher. A large number of fraudulent web hosts are used for each set of blurred emails. Each server collects only a tiny percentage of victims' personal information. Phishing toolkits and spy phishing. A phishing toolkit is a set of scripts or a programs, quite expensive. Phishers use a hypertext preprocessor to develop the phishing kits. Most of the phishing kits are advertised and distributed at no charge, and usually these free phishing kits also called do-it-yourself phishing kits. Phishing countermeasures. The countermeasures prevent malicious attacks that phishers may target to gain the unauthorized access to the systems to steal the relevant personal information about the victims from the system. It is always challenging to recognize and judge the legitimacy of websites while Googling. SPS algorithm to thwart phishing attacks with sanitizing proxy systems. SPS web phishing attacks can be immunized by removing part of the content that entice the netizen into either their personal information. SPS sanitizes all HTTP responses from suspicious URLs with warning message. Identity theft, ID theft fraud that involves someone pretending to be someone else to steal money or get other benefits. The person whose identity is used can serve various consequences when he or she is held responsible for preparatory action. Statistics as per Federal Trade Commission: credit card fraud, bank fraud, employee fraud, government fraud, and loan fraud. Personal identification information: frauders attempts to steal the elements mentioned below. That what they want to steal, they may want to steal the full name, or they may want to steal your USN number. Similar, like your USN number. If I know your USN number, I can track how many subjects are there, what are the subjects, which year you have joined, which university you have joined. Similarly, the SSN, that is National Identification Number, telephone and mobile number, a driver license number, credit card number, digital identity, example email address, online counting, account ID and password, birth rate and place name, face and fingerprints. Frauder generally search the following about an individual: first or last name, age, country, state or city of residence, gender, name of the college, school, college or workplace, job position, grades and or salary, criminal records. Types of identity theft: financial identity theft, criminal identity theft, identity cloning, business identity theft, medical identity theft, synthetic identity theft, child identity theft, and techniques of ID theft: human-based methods, computer-based methods. And cyber forensic provides evidence, digital evidence of a specific or a general activity A key role in investigation of cybercrime, evidence in the case of cyber offenses, handling of digital forensic evidence. Computer is either the subject or the objective of the cybercrime, or is used as a tool to commit a cyber crime. Computer forensics or digital forensic, digital evidence is required. A fast-growing profession as well as business. Computer security and computer forensics are different from each other. The use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the preservation, collection, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation, presentation of digital evidence are derived from digital source for the purpose of facilitating or further the reconstruction of events found to be criminal or help to anticipate unauthorized action shown to be a disruptive to a planned operations. Digital forensic science, an application of analysis techniques to the reliable and unbiased collection, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of digital evidence, use of scientifically derived and proven methods towards the preservation, collecting, validation, identification, analysis, interpretation, documentation, and preservation of a digital evidence derived from digital source for the purpose of facilitating or furthering the reconstruction of events found to be criminal or help to anticipate unauthorized action shown to be disruptive to a planned operation. Computer forensics related to the use of analytical and investigation techniques to identify, collect, examine, and preserve evidence, information which is magnetically stored or encountered. The lawful and ethical seizure, acquisition, analysis, reporting, and safeguarding of data and metadata derived from digital evidence, which may contain information that is notable and perhaps of evidentiary value to the trier of the fact in a managerial, administrative, civil, and criminal investigation. In other words, it is the collection of techniques and tools used to find evidence in the computer. So, need for forensic science, convergence of ICT advances and the preservation from pervasive use of computer worldwide, high technical capacity of modern computer and computing devices, new risk of computer users, widespread use of computer forensics is the result of increasing the dependency of law enforcement on digital evidence, ubiquity of computer that followed from microcomputer revolution, evidence, everything that is used to determine or demonstrate the truth of an assertion can be used in court to convict people who are believed to have committed crimes handled carefully. Forensics and digital evidence, computer forensic, network forensic. Computer forensic experts know the techniques to retrieve the data from files listed in the standard dictionary, search hidden files, deleted email and password, login ID, encrypted files, hidden partition, etc. Typically, the evidence reside on computer system, user created files, user protected files, computer created files, and on a network. The rules of evidences, forensic analysis of email system components. What are the components we have? Email server, email gateway. And digital forensic life cycle. So as per the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a view digital evidence is present in nearly every crime scene. That is why law enforcement must know how to recognize, seize, transport, and store original digital evidence to preserve it for a forensic examination. Digital forensic process. Digital forensic evidence consists of exhibits. The exhibits are introduced as evidence by either side. Testimony is presented to establish the process. The party must show the evidence. Digital forensic evidence can be challenged. Forensic experts formulate a cost proposal, a proposed timeline of activities, list of anticipated deliverables, and a plan for production and turnover of evidence. Submission of preliminary risk analysis for the forensic service being proposed. Phases of computer forensics and digital forensic: preparation and identification, collection and recording, storing and transportation, examination and investigation, analysis, interpretation and attribution, reporting, testifying. Collecting and recording computers, cell phones, digital cameras, hard drive, CD-ROM, USB memory device, digital thermometer, black box inside automobiles, RFID tags, and web pages. Collecting and recording digital evidence, computers, cell phone, digital cameras, hard drive, CD-ROM, USB memory device, digital thermometer, black box inside automobiles, RFID tags, and web pages. Storing and transporting digital evidence, image, computer media using a write block tool to ensure that no data is added to the suspected device. Establish and maintain the chain of custody. Document everything that has been done. Only use tools and methods that have been tested and evaluated to validate their accuracy and reliability. Care must be taken in transportation to prevent spoliation. In a hot car, digital media tends to lose bits. Care must be taken to preserve chain of custody and assure that a witness can testify accurately about what tools place. Examining or investigating digital evidence, special care must be taken to ensure that the forensic specialist has the legal authority to seize, copy, and examine the data. Sometimes authority stems from a search warranty. As a general rule, one should not examine digital forensic unless one has the legal authority to do it. A mature forensic examiner should keep this in mind before starting any unauthorized investigation. Analysis, interpretation, and attribution. Analysis, interpretation, and attribution of evidence are the most difficult aspects encountered by most forensic analysis. And then reporting, broad level elements of report, principles to maintain the integrity of digital evidence, chain of custody concepts, network forensic, typical elements in forensic investigation, engagement contract, steganography and rootkits, information hiding, relevance of OSI 7-layer model to computer forensic, forensic and social networking sites, regulatory preservatives for forensic at the international level, computer forensic expertise status in India, challenges in computer forensic, technical challenges, understanding the raw data and its structure, non-file system layer of abstraction, the legal challenges in computer forensics and data privacy issues, the specific tools and techniques, special techniques, data mining used in for cyber forensics, techniques of data mining, forensic auditing, anti-forensic. This is end of your third module, and we'll continue fourth module from tomorrow's class. Any doubts, you can let me know. I'll wait for